It's a frustrating step back for many. Just when people living in China get the go-ahead for international travel, EU nations are considering a return to mandatory testing for passengers flying in from the country. On Wednesday, the EU convened to discuss a coordinated approach, and while no impositions were made, it strongly advised member states to impose pre-flight testing and for passengers to wear masks. This comes as China is experiencing a surge in COVID cases following Beijing's abrupt U-turn on its zero-COVID strategy, which is seeing hospitals around the country being submerged by cases. Already 12 countries around the globe, including France and Italy, have implemented a mandatory negative test requirement for all passengers flying in, a decision which was slammed as unacceptable by the Chinese government.
The entry restrictions adopted by some countries targeting China lack scientific basis, and some excessive practices are even more unacceptable. We are firmly opposed to attempts to manipulate the COVID-19 measures for political purposes and will take countermeasures based on the principle of reciprocity.
In December, China reported only 22 COVID deaths using its own new strict criteria, redefining what a COVID death was. On Wednesday, the World Health Organization criticized Beijing's very narrow definition of COVID deaths and said China's official statistics underrepresent hospital admissions and deaths in the country.
There are certainly issues in terms of the criteria for recording and reporting deaths attributable to COVID-19. We believe that definition is too narrow, which requires a respiratory failure in association with COVID-19 to be registered as a COVID-related death. That is a very narrow definition.
Furthermore, the EU is also recommending that countries check the wastewater from flights coming in from China as a way to detect possible new variants and to discover what percentage of passengers have COVID.